Alright. So, the algorithm is not being nice to me, so I'm just gonna throw out a very gross story to get attention. Okay. Yeah, fair warning, there's gonna be roaches, so if you don't want to listen to this, click off the video. So, long time ago, very long time ago, this story does in fact live rent free in my head for like 18 years. Yeah, I was like, what? I think I was like 10 or 11 years old when this happened. But, I had, I was living, the first house I lived in was a roach infested house. Like, to like exaggerate or probably to give you an idea of how roach infested it was like they they get in everywhere and anywhere everywhere, like even inside the fridge or even in the boxes of cereal. Yes. I didn't really notice them, but I feel like I think I got like traumatized and I just forgot how bad it was. Only my older brother, my eldest brother, well actually I only have one brother. My older brother and my dad would like exaggerate, or maybe they were telling the truth of how roach infested it was. That for my brother, these roaches get inside the cereal box, and when you pour it into the bowl, you don't see them until you don't see them. You don't see them. They're probably like very small. He would like pour milk in, and then he would start eating, and then he'd notice it. Yep. But it's like we were in a very poor financial condition, so so for my brother, he basically just, I think he told me that he would spit them out but still chew the cereal. But when he notices that a roach is in his mouth, he would just like not think about it, just close his eyes and just spit it out, and then go back to eating. I think that's what he told me, but it probably was like, it probably might have been him exaggerating, but I I don't know why. I just believe him. I just believe him. For my dad though, he said that he one night he left poison on the floor, and like, yeah, he left poison on the floor, but when he went like out of his bedroom to use the bathroom or whatever, you just hear this sound as you're walking by. That is the sound of roaches falling off of the ceiling. Yep. That is the sound of roaches falling off the ceiling. Yep. It was that bad. I think we moved out of that house because I think my mom just couldn't handle it. It was pretty bad. I think, like, I don't know. Did he say this or did he not say this? Because I'm like trying to remember everything that was like 18 years ago. He told me, my sister, my other sister, he didn't have to tell my brother this because I think he already knew that it was so roach infested that we were just not allowed to kill any spiders. Like, we were not allowed. If we see a spider, we have no choice but to leave it alone. I wasn't scared of them at first, but I became scared of spiders or bugs in general when I learned more about them in school. But sorry. Sorry. Uh But if we're gonna go to like the grossest part of the story, which, fair warning, if you made it to this part, you're definitely gonna throw up at this part. At this, yeah, this part here. And for the record, I know that my house at the first house I used to live in was like very roach infested. It wasn't like, nah, I don't think that's a good joke to make. I don't even, I like, it felt funny in my head, but it's not funny anymore now that I'm thinking about it. I was gonna like say that I was attacked by Asmongold or whatnot by his roaches, or Matata Khan with her momos. But yeah, the joke is not funny in my head anymore. It was funny, but not anymore. But yeah, to the grossest part. Let's get back on track. The grossest part of this story was when, yeah, I was still like 10 years old or 11 years old. I was still sleeping with my parents and whatnot. I got out of bed because I had to use the bathroom. I went to use the bathroom. Saw at the corner, like past the bathroom door, like there, like next to another room, there was a corner that just had a bunch of roaches in that one corner. There was like four or three just coming in and out of that corner. I didn't think much about it. I just went to use the bathroom, did my business. I went out. I saw one or two roaches this time. You're definitely gonna have to like click off the video. I'm warning you. You definitely do not want to hear the rest of this story. Keep in mind, I would not do this at the age that I am right now. But 10-year-old me was a psychopath. I'm gonna get very descriptive, like too much information. I'm actually thinking to myself, like, is this a good story to tell someone? Because I have a feeling they're gonna throw up. Okay, enough edging. Let's let's tell the story. I went to that corner. I crouched down, like squatted down. I just stared at the roaches just squirming about. And they didn't pay much mind to me, surprisingly, because they just didn't think that I was gonna do anything. They probably did, but I don't know. I looked at them, I stared at them. I grabbed one and just shoved it into my mouth. I just grabbed that little guy and just put him in my mouth. He was alive, screaming. I don't know if it's like a. I don't know if this is like an instinct or something, but I don't know why this roach was just trying to go down my throat. And I'm like, wait, you're not going down my throat. Nope, 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 no, no, nope. And my psychotic 10-year-old brain decided, hey, let's make a game out of this. I literally, like, prevented it from going down my throat, and I just like, okay, how about this? And as this is going down my throat, I trying to go down my throat, like, through my tongue, just constantly going, like, I'm starting to regret making this video. But you know what? I already started. Let's just finish it. So, it tried to go down my throat multiple times, but I, like, pushed it with my tongue. And I got irritated because it kept trying. So I'm like, okay. I just shoved it to the side of my mouth. This is some sort of violation. I'm thinking about it. Oh my gosh, why did I do this? Why did I do that? Why am I telling this story? I basically shoved it to the side of my mouth and I just licked that. I just slop it all over it, just like a like a paintbrush on a wall. Except my tongue was the paintbrush and the roach was the piece on the wall. Just slapping it all over. And then I did it for like 10 seconds, just licking the just licking that bug. And then I got bored and I spit it out. I didn't bite, I didn't chew, I just licked it. Oh my gosh. I spit it out. It was still alive. Why was it still alive? Because it was like struggling to move. Like I see it moving so slowly, glistening from the light of the other room. And I just watched it just crawl back, squatting down still. Just watching it. No thought was in my head. I didn't decide. I wasn't even thinking. I just decided to just grab that little guy and put him in my mouth. I didn't even think about it. I didn't think of anything. And then I just decided, let me make a game out of this. Let's just lick the... Oh, man. Yeah, and I saw another roach walk by, or not walk, crawl by, saw the roach, its antennas stopped moving, realized what just happened, and then ran back and it ran back to the corner. I think there was like a hole in that corner. I just couldn't see it because I had like a board blocking the view. But yeah. And then my dad noticed that I was taking too long, and he came out like, hey, it's time to go to bed. Like, okay. And then I walked back, went to bed. It was just another night. But that was the worst night for that roach. The next day, I didn't see it there. Don't know what happened to it. Yeah. 10-year-old me was disgusting. I would never do this at my age right now. I would never do this. Just grabbing a live roach and just shove it in my mouth. But yeah, that's my grossest story that still lives rent free in my head. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of gross stories happen in my life, but that one still lives rent free in my head. Hope you enjoyed this story. Hope you haven't lost your appetite or threw up your food or whatnot. Good night. Bye bye.